July Edmonton market stats. It is time to find out, is it still a hot seller's market in Edmonton? Well, guess what, friends? It is. Now, we are going to go through what is changing, what strategies do you need to employ to be successful, whether you are a local Edmontonian buying or selling, or maybe considering a relocation. Hey, my name is Leanna Martins, your best Edmonton real estate agent. Let's hop in there. I'm going to take you through what you can't find anywhere else. You're going to find the actual sold prices of properties. You're going to find out resale, and you're going to find out new home construction. So let's start with local resale stats. Let's hop in there. All right, friends, so here we go. Here is the latest stats that we got to look at. So prices are up even more. So we've got the average of 4 different segments of the market. So we start with our single family, and the average price for single family now is $562, and it just blows my mind because a year ago that was in the 4s. What? Hey, and if you're local and you just want some real advice that you can trust, whether you're buying, selling, upsizing, downsizing, I'm your girl. Reach out. My contact information is below. There's never any pressure, just advice that's going to give you the information you need to make smart choices. Hey, and if you're planning a move to Edmonton, join my Relocation Collective dashboard. It is an amazing free community and planning dashboard that's packed with neighborhood guides, builder breakdowns, and live support. Join free now. Now we've got row homes, my friends. Look at that price. That used to be single family 12 to 18 months ago. Now, this is half duplex, actually, semi-detached, sorry. Row homes are down here, $300,000. This is averages, of course, but don't forget, look at how it's up 5% on average. This isn't as much as it was the first quarter of the year, my friends. So it's up, but not as much, not as crazy. And then we got condos. This was up an insane amount, over 15. It was like 17% earlier in the year. So now average price here is $212,000. It seems to have cooled reasonably. It's up about 2.2% year over year. So at the end of the day, what you care about is what kind of market are you getting into, right? So are you getting into a seller's market, a buyer's market, or a balanced market? It is indeed still a strong seller's market. So what's great is they just changed this. So months of inventory. So this is what I would calculate for you guys before. I would tell you how many months of inventory is there. That's what indicates seller's market balanced. And so anything under 3 months is a seller's market. So you can see it's ticking up a little bit to move in a little closer, but it's still a seller's market for sure. So if you're a buyer and you're entering this market, anything that is move in ready, what that means is renovated. That means you don't need to do anything to it, right? There's different standards of that, but generally it's going to be things that are renovated, that are in good shape. That is going to be very competitive, and it's going to be much more competitive than normal because it's a seller's market. So I want you to prepare, make sure you got your pre-approval letters, make sure you got a good agent that's prepared for this market, that's got a lot of experience in sellers markets, and they can make sure that you win and coach you on how does that happen, prepare you for what it feels like, because the speed of the market, it moves much, much faster. Now, if you are a seller, does this mean, hey, I'm going to overprice my property, 50 grand, 100 grand? Maybe not. That may not be the best way for you to actually get that extra cash that you're looking for. So make sure you do put the time in, because this is when you capitalize on this investment. So put the time in and do the proper preparation, and then be super savvy and strategic with your pricing, with your timing, and with your positioning, and you're going to win all day long. So let's look at the average days on market. So you can see your detached is about 29, but basically overall, you're anywhere from 25 to 30 days, right? With the exception of apartment condos. Okay, for my locals, if you guys want some advice that you really can count on, make sure you reach out, because my information is below, email, text, and you're actually going to get a real human, me. Don't ever worry about pressure. All you're going to get is sound advice that you can count on. And for my relocations, make sure you join the free Relocation Collective. I built this community just for you and your needs and your concerns. It is packed with community support, free builder guides, free information, community downloads and drops. Don't miss it. Join now. So what we're going to do next is we're going to have a look at new home construction. Okay, so here's the new home construction sold map, and as you know, I always cover Edmonton and surrounding area. So let's have a look at what the solds are. So they're at about 109. That's down from our peak numbers over the last 2 months, and that is normal. So you can see that we've got 2 in Stony Plain. That's not uncommon. You don't see as many in Stony Plain, but typically in Spruce you see quite a bit. So as you can see, those combined 17, St. Albert 8, Sherwood Park 9, Beaumont 5. That's more than Beaumont normally sees. And you only got 1 in Leduc, which is a little uncommon as well. So let's get in there and have a look at what the actual sold prices are, because that's what you really care about. You want to see how much should I expect to pay when I get out there and shop. Is it above list? Is it at list? Is it under list? So I'll give you those prices. And then as a lister, you want to get an idea of where you might be. But this again is new home construction. So make sure that it's relative to what it is that you want to be selling. All right, friends. So we got 109 listings, as I said, and we're going to break it down by city. So this is everything that's sold over these last 30 days. So we got 70 in Edmonton. That is down. That is down at 97%. So that's the average price that a builder received of their list. Now, you know that that doesn't represent everything. That's an average of these 69. And the average price of solds right now is $660. So that's up, but that's because we've got a couple 2 million, 1 million, right? So you got some higher price properties that have overall 900 grand that have increased the average sale price of properties in Edmonton over this last month. Leduc, 520 grand, 98%. Let's pop in a Spruce Grove. Spruce Grove, 568. That's kind of where I expect it to be. That's 100%. So builders got 100% of their list price. All right, so let's have a look at St. Albert. We got some Rollas, friends. We got 10 sold, and the average price there is 742. So again, that's going to be in the newer community where there are state properties. So this is 1.1, 1.1 again. So it's taking that overall average up, but the prices are high. Well, they're strong. So it's 100% of list price is what builders got on average for those 10 sales. In Strathcona, it's going to be Strathcona County. This is basically Sherwood Park. So 100% again, average price there is 536. So overall, we're looking at builders getting in Edmonton and surrounding area 98% of their list price. So how you can negotiate this and use this, for instance, just make sure that you choose an agent that's familiar. They do lots of new home construction, and not just with one builder though, honestly. Like if you choose an agent that represents one builder, that one builder does not represent every builder, and every builder for negotiations is different. And boots on the ground and experience really help you because they know, can you push, can you not? Is anything going to come back? Are you just going to get a complete rejection? Is there room? So let's move on to one of these. I'm going to take you through a new home construction tour. So you can actually have a look at one of these homes and look at what the price was that it actually sold for. See what you think about the value. So let's pop in. All right, guys, so I'm going to take you through new home construction. So it was listed at 539 and it sold at 528. I like this because there was some room for negotiation with this one. This is Hopewell Residential. So I've worked with Hopewell before, and I actually do have a client in one of these products. They have some that are duplexes. They have some that are single family. So this is single family. It's a front attached single garage. It's coming in at 1,600 square feet, 3 beds, 2.5 bathrooms. It does have a side entrance for a potential basement suite in the future if that's something that you want. So let's have a look and see what your thoughts are. So they're narrow, long homes, and they have built up, and they've brought this into a single to make it more accessible for the first-time home buyer. So that's your front door right now, or as it stands, and then this is basically you're going to walk in and you see your stair to the left, right there. And then you've got your kitchen, that would be dining, and then right here to the right is living. So that's your dining room, which is great because you can walk out on your rear patio, have a great barbecue. I love those double doors, lots of natural light, which is brilliant. And then in here, right there is going to be, you'll walk in basically to your living room. So you do have upstairs, once we get up there, a bonus room. Let's pop up. Yeah, so there's your bonus room. You got a little bonus room that's going to go over your single garage. So it's going to be equivalent to that size. And you've got 3 bedrooms. Each of these smaller bedrooms will be enough for a twin bed, side dresser, possibly vanity as well. And then you do have the master. So interesting product. Hopewell Residential, they're a large production builder, spec homes, and it's really about affordability with these guys. So if you're interested, you want more information, make sure you reach out below. I'm happy to get you the latest promotions and deals and answer all your questions. All right, friends, thanks for sticking around all the way to the end. Locals, call, text, or email. My info is below. Never any pressure, just straight information and advice you can trust. Relocations, if you are considering a relocation, join my Relocation Collective community. It is amazing. It is a free support community and planning dashboard packed with neighborhood guides, builder information, and live support. Click to join right now. I cannot wait to see you in there. And for everybody else, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.